What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about 1 inch today. 1 inch. Every man knows what an inch is. Anyways, looking at the chart, this one comes to us at the request of Mr. Chocolate Cookie. Chocolate Cookie, good to hear from you, my man. Thank you for the request. We're going to talk about this today. And actually, I would like to go to, let's see, CoinGecko. Nope, that's not. CoinGecko.com. Let's see here. 1 inch. No, maybe that's not it. 1 inch. 1 inch. There we go. With a $239 million market cap, a 100x would put us at about a 23.9. Let's call it $24 billion. If you were to achieve a market cap of $239 billion, that is a high market cap to achieve, but it is achievable in crypto. We've seen a few cryptos get there. That would be a 1000x. I don't think or believe that that's going to happen. I'm just saying it's possible. This is a 1000xable token, but more likely it'd probably be 100xable, maybe more than 100x token. But we're going to look at the charts here and just see if that's actually true. From the current price to the all-time high, that would give you a 34x. So if this token does not break its all-time highs, and like most cryptos, just so you guys know, whenever they've experienced their first bear market, they never see the all-time highs that they promoted in their first bull market ever again. They never do. So, and that's most cryptos. Could this fall under that category? You know, I know there's a lot of hype on 1 inch. There's a bunch of hype on a lot of tokens that don't perform well later in the future. It depends. I don't know. You know, it is possible that this might not go to new all-time highs. But on the chart here, on the USDT chart on Binance, this is the most traded, highest volume chart in all of crypto. Not that this pairing is, but with Binance USDT, that pair on any cryptocurrency is the highest traded pair on any exchange, and that's basically what I'm getting at here with this. You're not going to find a chart with higher volume for 1 inch is really what I'm trying to say. So anyways, we're on the monthly here. Come on now, get rid of that. Looking at the monthly RSI, not really a whole lot to go off of. I mean, we're in the bearish area of control. That's not good. I wouldn't call this all-time lows. I mean, maybe. Let's see. Let's go back and see. Because that is on a monthly, so it's hard to say. I would not call that all-time lows. That's first day madness, first day mania right there. I don't know if I'd feel comfortable calling that all-time lows. Technically, with that in mind, we are at all-time lows. You know what I mean? This was IPO or like initial coin offering ICO price, but maybe not. I don't, you know, first day madness. I'm going to attribute that to first day madness. That doesn't count. So if you want validation on that, you want me to kind of like confirm with what I'm saying with that not being valid, look at this. Look at these percentages up here. You see how you get a percentage over here on this first day? It doesn't give you that. It says 0 with a dash through it. It means like it doesn't count. So I'm not going to count the low. I would say that we're at all-time lows right now. Our biggest volume month was this very bearish looking month, very bearish looking month. It's not good. Near the all-time lows, to be fair, which could be interpreted as good, but I don't like the way that candle looks. There are other charts that have this much volume, the highest volume they've ever seen, and they have much more bullish looking candles, so that's not encouraging. You are right now at a deep extension from your all-time high to, or not your all-time high, I guess. That would be near your all-time high. This last top you had here, low to high. This is a smaller fib range all in all, so that, you know, deeper extensions are promotable. But you can see here, you found a little bit of support on the 1272, came up, closed the month red, found some support on the 1618. Once you broke below it, you actually found resistance on it here. Found support on your 1886 and then broke below it. You came back up to test resistance at your 1618, and now you are finding support at your 2272. I do think that you go lower. You probably would go to your 2618 here at about 12.88 cents. That's my opinion. It doesn't have to go there, but that is my opinion at the moment. Maybe you go to the 2414, which is about a 24% drop from here. Maybe you go all the way down to the 2618, and that is a 45-ish% drop, give or take a few percentage points. It could go lower than that. It is possible. You are in the bearish area of control on the monthly, but again, the monthly RSIs are kind of not as conventional, if I can put it at that. Looking at the weekly here, What's nice about the weekly is you do have a setup potentially for bullish divergence. Once this gets into the oversold zone, you form a higher low, but you have lower lows in your price that will give you the opportunity to set up some bullish divergence. I'm assuming that on this month where you had the most volume, that this week was the culprit of that, and that is a very bearish looking week, man. Off of what could be considered a bull trap. You moved up, it didn't end here, you went up higher to start the week, and then you closed the week very bearishly, 24% to the downside. So buying up here at the high, I mean, literally, as of right now, you're trapped 61% to the downside, not even like 2 months later. Very, very bearish situations here. Looking at the RSI, I do think it looks weak too. Finding resistance at the 50 area, a little bit above the 50 even. Still lower highs in the RSI. You do have lower lows. You might be in a scenario where you set up a higher low in the RSI. Now that doesn't mean that you're done. When you get a higher low and you form your next low from here, wherever that may be, that doesn't mean that you're done going down. You could in fact go lower than that and set up like double bullish divergence or triple bullish divergence even. But I do think that you're not done moving down. Long story short, from bottom to top here, your 1272 is at 18.26 cents. Your 1886 is all the way down at 10.33 cents or 34 cents. If we take this again from the low to the high here, low to high, come on now, you want to. There we go. Your 2414 kind of lines up right with that 1272. So I do bet that you find some support there. That would make sense. You get some bullish divergence. Maybe that's your all-time low. Maybe it is, because that does kind of come in line, and I hate comparing it to this, but that does kind of come in line with this low over here. You go slightly below it, a lot of people will panic. They'll be like, oh no, this price that really isn't significant at all matters, and we're breaking below it. Oh no, and you can see here even actually, we did bottom right off of it, and if we break that low, it's going to deteriorate the idea of this double bottom, which this isn't a double bottom anyways, guys. You can't double bottom off of first day madness. I mean, I guess you can. You did technically, but you came back up to the 886. I do think this means you're going to get extensions, and the 1618 is right there at the 2618. I would bet you do ultimately make your way down to about 13 cents, give or take half a cent. So I do think 1 inch has that in it. Now, let's talk to the bullish perspective. Actually, before we get to that, let's look at the daily here. Daily looked like it was promoting some bullish divergence, but I think it's giving into it, man. You are getting into the oversold zone now. I think this is just the beginning. You have a flat base here that you are looking to break. I bet you will see these lows and lower very soon. I bet you have a not good couple of weeks to come, honestly. I do think this low does not hold. There's not a lot of volume here. Look at where all the volume, look at how much volume you had up here selling to the downside. You don't have anything in comparison buying down here. You take it away, it looks bigger right here, right? But it's all in all, man, it's insignificant, very insignificant. If we were to take that little bit away, I guess it is significant to some degree, but let's see. Yeah, still, I would say it's pretty insignificant. I don't know, man. Low volume, low cap coin, not significant enough in my opinion. Very big wick though. That is bullish to some degree. That is bullish. But you can see here, big wick moved sideways a little bit, then moved up. Big wick here, moved sideways, now you're moving down. Not the same circumstances at all. In fact, this is a bearish idea. You are below the closing point of this. I do think you go lower. That's really all I have to say. And probably lower than this wick. Looking at the 4 hour, bearish, bro. Not good. Not a good looking. I had to kill a fly. I'm sorry. It was flying in my way. I don't like to kill things, but man, those things annoy me. They really do. Anyways, let's see here. Low to high again. 1272 at 18.7 cents. 1618 at 17 cents. 1886 at 15.6 cents. I bet you go lower, man. I do bet you go to this 2618 here, the overall like 1618 of another range there, or 2618 of another range. This RSI does look very bad. You got into the oversold zone, came up and rejected it. You're probably going to see lower lows immediately in the next couple days, immediately, that bring you down near these lows. I bet, and it wouldn't surprise me, that you come down here, find a bounce somewhere in this overall area. Maybe it's slightly lower, maybe it's slightly higher, just like this draw here, and you come up, and then what do? You just form another lower high, and then you move lower from there. You know what I mean? I think that's probably what happens. So in the meantime, if you wanted to trade this thing, maybe look for a buy around anywhere from about 20 cents to, or maybe I would say 21 to just under 20 cents, somewhere in that range. That's a pretty big range. And then look for a sell probably around, I mean, at that point, what would it be? Probably around like 22 cents. Yeah, that would make sense to me. So a buy between like 21 to 19.9 cents, somewhere in there, and you could sell it around like 22.3. That might happen. It might just shit the bed from here, man. It really might just give the floor. I mean, look at this, man. Throughout its whole chart, throughout its entire existence, it has just known downside, right? Yes, you went up here and initially, but you've just promoted lower highs, lower lows, no volume coming in to save the day, decreasing volume. Your most volume that you saw was on this very bearish week, very bearish month. We look at the daily, it was a very bearish day as well. So not encouraging at all. I know that 1 inch was an exciting project, and they talked, there were some ideal heavy hopeful things talked about it in the last bull market, but man, I think that this is one of those coins that probably just death spirals into nothingness, probably. But if there was to be hope, this is what you would look for. Okay, so if we were to take this high here, this all-time high that you double topped off of, and let's say that you found your bottom around where I'm thinking, around 13 cents. Okay, probably just below 13 cents, but around there. What you'd want to do, and look at that, the 618's right here at this low, so that's kind of nice to see. 382, you're finding some significance on this here. What you would want to do first off is get above, really probably above this area, around like 60 cents probably. Without the fib, you can even see that here, right? That's where this high is. Get above 60 cents. If you can get above the 618 to the 0.69, right around $1.64 to $2.20, breaking through that on a positive note would imply, in my opinion, that you do see higher highs. Just because you break through it does not mean that you have to. You might come up to it like this, come down, find support, you might do this again, and then that to me would imply that you find resistance somewhere in this area, ultimately having a lower high. You still could go on to new highs. If you were to go on to new highs, that would put you at about 24 to 99, let's call it almost $100 there. At the current price, that could give you a minimum of a 104x, 105x to a 428x. And is that possible? We did the math earlier. Yes, that's absolutely possible. But this is a new project. It has a lot to prove, I think, and it hasn't really given us any reason to believe in it, in my opinion. Could it go all the way up here? Yes, it could go past that. It really could. It's a 1,000xable coin. With the current market cap that it has, it's possible that it could see prices all the way up in the 200s. It really could. Maybe not in this cycle, but over time. Maybe in this cycle. But got the... Sorry, I'm making mashed potatoes, man. Heating up some leftovers. They didn't have the food I was looking for at the grocery store, so I have to settle with leftovers, but that's okay. Can't let the leftovers go to waste. But all I'm saying, you guys, is I don't think this is going to happen. My personal opinion on this project would be, and I've heard a lot of good things about 1 inch, man. I've seen a lot of projects that had a lot of good things going for them. A lot of people believed in them. They have a good community, a good product, a good idea, people working with it, whatever. But they ultimately get forgotten about and they become nothing. The idea that we see that kind of move up, I would say at this moment, I'm more likely to believe that we go lower immediately and then likely find a lower high somewhere around here or somewhere around here, and then ultimately we go down. That's my opinion. At best case scenario, man, I'm sorry. I didn't know that would go off again so quickly. But, best case scenario, you would form about 180x from the low, from the current price that is a 116x, something like that. That is nice to see. Potentially even multi-100x is there. But I'd be more realistic and say that you're probably going to see from the current price anything from about a 22x to a 7x, which is still great, guys. That's still great, but... I don't know. It has a lot of proving to do, and right now I'm not convinced, especially with the profile that it has right now, and how weak the RSI has been. So that's all I got for you guys. If you like the video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to see more. Ultimately, I do think that it has a good bull market. Maybe not as good as some of the other coins, but as of right now, probably goes lower. That's all I got to say. Take care.